wanted to make this video because I made a my last video of my hollow form that used metallic wax. I wasn't prepared, like always, and I didn't put in there any really talk about much specifications on it, just my experience with it. So I contacted the company the other day, and the lady on the phone, she was so nice. She gave me some information, and of course I went online as well and printed up the, I guess the spec sheet, I guess you can call it. So this is the product I'm talking about. The sun is glaring on it. It's the metallic lustre, and this color that I used on that hollow form, which this here, it's called black, but it looks very silver, like, say, I guess a battleship gray, something along that lines. So some of the questions I was asked is the durability of it. I didn't know it, but after 48 to 72 hours, the product cures. So once you apply it, it pretty much dries right away. Once you use it, you'll kind of understand what I'm talking about. When you rub it on, it will kind of dry as you're rubbing it, so you'll feel it no longer moving around. And so after 48 to 72 hours, 72 hours, yes, it cures to its hardened, real hard state. It is still scratchable, I guess, but you'd have to scratch pretty hard to get it off the product, and I'll show that on a test piece I did a couple weeks ago when I first got the wax. So I'll show that to you in a minute. The some things about the product which I think was really neat. It's water-based, so if you leave it out or accidentally don't tighten the lid on, it starts to dry and crack. Just add water to the product, just a little bit, to re-solidify it. Let it sit until the product comes back to the consistency blah, 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 it was when you first bought it. So that's nice. So if I know someone had mentioned that their wife or something had some, but it had dried up, or I don't remember, it was somewhere in the comments. Don't throw it out. Add water to it. If it's this particular product, DecoArt metallic lustre, it is water-based, so you can add water back to it and it will revitalize it. Great, right? So especially, I leave mine out in the shop, and the temperature changes could, possibly make it do that. It comes in 18 different colors. Now, Amazon, I don't think sells all 18. I'm not sure. I did put the link in the video description below in the video for those colors that Amazon does have. I did get mine from Hobby Lobby, so I used my 40% off coupon. That makes it cheaper than what you can get on Amazon, but if you're buying multiple colors, your coupon is only good for one product. So whatever works out for you, and you may only want to try one, so the Hobby Lobby would be, if you have one near you and you can print the coupon, that'd probably be your best bet for now, until you get addicted to using it, and then you'll want all the colors. You'll be like me. I want that. So, excuse me, I've been watching a little too much Bobby Dukes. It is not food safe. It is decorative use only. So make sure if you're going to sell the product or whatever, obviously artsy pieces are artsy. They're not designed to be eaten out of, but you never know. Somebody may attempt to put food in it or don't know. So it is not food safe. They don't recommend you eating it or eating off of it. Let's see. 18 colors, water base. It's not food safe. Once you put it on and it goes to that dry, hard state or whatever, not 48, 72 hours, but after you apply it and it just dries on there, you can buff it to a shine. The lady told me on the phone, and it's on their website, that you can buff this with a soft cloth to a shine. I wouldn't say throw it on your lathe and go, 1,000 RPMs and push down really hard and burn it. I don't know if that would happen, but I kind of think it would. Just a light buffing, and being it's on the lathe, that would probably be easier for us wood turners to get it buffed out. I didn't do that with, excuse me, my cats are fighting. Better calm that down. I didn't do that to this piece because I wanted the metal look. I wanted the texture, that the cracks and the holes and everything else that were in it. So I didn't try to buff it. I actually was kind of afraid to, because I was afraid that it would start to burn or maybe leave some weird streaks in it. So you can buff it to shine, according to the lady on the phone and the website. Got my little notes here. If you want to put a protective coat on it, so say you have an art piece and you don't want this to get scraped, or just with your rings and everything holding on to it or touching it, you could possibly scrape it. They sell a product called the Americana spray sealer. It comes in a spray. It is a water-based as well, just so you know, for our wood applications. That's important to know. And that will seal the product in. They also sell a varnish that is not a spray-on, though. It is a paint-on, and depending on how you guys feel about that and how you want to apply it, they do recommend those two particular products. They're all water-based to use with this wax that will work without it messing it up. I personally tried OB Shine Juice on this piece, and you can see the streakies that it caused. It didn't take the wax off to the wood. It just like smeared it around. Really weird. So I decided OB Shine Juice isn't going to be something that's going to work for that. But I did on this piece before I did a final, I guess a final finish on it. I put it on there and tested it with my lacquer. And this lacquer I use because it's fast drying, and I use my little hair dryer I have out here and then you have to make that noise in order for it to work, by the way. It dries really quick, and I love it because I don't have to sand in between coats. Now I could before the final, I guess, finish, but the spray on this is excellent. If you buy it, so far with me pricing it, Walmart.com is the cheapest to buy it, and you buy it in bulk, so it brings the can around $4 and some odd cents a piece versus the $7 or $8 I think some of the websites advertise it for. So if you buy it in bulk, that is your best bet. So you spend $50, you get 9 cans, and you have it for a while. And it's great stuff. It dries quick. That's the lacquer that I tested and threw on the floor. That is the lacquer I tested on it, and it worked great. It didn't haze or anything like lacquer normally does on a wax, so that was convenient. I didn't put a ton of coats on there, but I just sprayed a few on there just to see how it would react, and it did really well. So you can either use your spray lacquer or the product that they recommend, that Art Deco recommends for their wax. I think that's it. Now I may have mentioned there's 18 colors available. You can go to their website. I'll put the link to their product area below in the description for artdeco.com. They have several colors. I'm sure you can either find vendors or people who carry all of those colors and either order online or just go on Amazon and order the colors they have available. I can't wait to use more of this personally. It's a really cool look, really different, and I had a lot of people saying that they thought it was actual metal on there. So that's cool too. You get those looks without having to be a metal worker. I would love to work and learn more about metalworking, but it's not one of my talents today. So let me put all this stuff on here. Let me show you what happens when you scrape this with your fingernail. Hope you like it. It does come off because obviously it's under my fingernail, and you can also see the lines. I'm sure if I took this and put it on the lathe or something, I could buff it back out, but that's with no sealant. That's with nothing except for just the wax. So you can get an idea of what, it's not really, I don't know, it's hard to explain. You just have to buy some and test it out for yourself, but that way you kind of know what to expect. I'm sure if I put a sealant on it or a lacquer over it, obviously you wouldn't be able to scratch it like that. But I could take my finger, get it, and then it kind of buffs right back out again. It's I guess, I don't know, kind of like a car wax, I guess. You can just buff the scratches out of stuff. This is, just a test piece that I did, a piece of camphor I used to see how well it would. And if you apply it while the lathe is turning, just know you're going to get those streaks because it does dry as you're applying it. So you may have to go back over the inside of this bowl. You can see the streaks. It's because I applied it with a cloth. Paper towel works okay, but I found that an old like t-shirt or something kind of works better on applying it. You can use a brush to get into nooks and crannies and everything, but it's, you know, it's not as, it's a paste, but it's, I don't know, on the drier side of paste, I guess. So just know that if you're going to, you know, turn it on, put it on while it's turning, go back over the opposite direction and buff it in, so that way you don't see those lines. Yeah, I guess that's that. So yeah, that's that. You can go online and check out more about it, and my experience with it is pretty awesome. I'm hoping to get some more colors and use some more and more projects, and I think it's a really neat idea to add to our artsy-fartsy wood turning pieces. So anyways, I gotta get in and start cooking dinner. It's that time. Hopefully I can get the project I have on my lathe done, so that way I have a video for Friday. And between that and running to Walmart 6 million times for all the things I forgot for Thanksgiving. Anywho, speaking of that, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I pray your travels are safe. I pray you have a blessed time with your family, and be thankful every day, because we are blessed. So thank you very much, and God bless.